What if the fastest production car on planet Earth right now, today, wasn't built in Maranello, wasn't engineered in Stuttgart, wasn't born in a British garage with a century of motorsport heritage? What if it was built in Shenzhen? On September 14th, 2025, a Chinese electric hypercar crossed 496.22 kilometers per hour on a German test track. That's 308 miles per hour. It didn't just beat every existing EV record. It obliterated every petrol-powered production car on Earth, full stop, and almost nobody in the West covered it. That silence? That is not an accident. Europe's supercar establishment has spent 50 years convincing the world that performance is their birthright, that you cannot build a truly fast car without an Italian surname, a German engineering pedigree, or a British racing bloodline. That belief is now officially dead. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why what China has built changes everything about the future of high-performance automotive engineering. For decades, the supercar world operated on a single, unchallenged assumption. Performance had a geography. It had an accent. Ferrari reported revenues of 5.97 billion euros in 2023. Lamborghini delivered 10,112 vehicles, that same year its highest total in history. Porsche's GT division has a waitlist stretching years. The business model is airtight. Manufacture exclusivity, charge a premium, repeat. The Western automotive press reinforced this architecture with every review, every lap record, every cover shoot. A supercar from China? Unthinkable. A budget brand, maybe. A reliable commuter, perhaps. But a machine capable of competing at the very summit of global performance? Impossible. That was the consensus. But here's what that consensus was built on: comfort, not data. The European supercar industry wasn't innovating at the pace it claimed. Internal combustion engines had largely plateaued. The Bugatti Chiron, unveiled in 2016, runs a 16-cylinder, 8.0-liter quad turbocharged engine developed from technology that is fundamentally decades old. Wrapped in carbon fiber, yes. Refined to extraordinary precision, absolutely. But the physics of petroleum combustion have an inherent ceiling. China noticed that ceiling before Europe was willing to admit it existed. Then something shifted. In 2016, a Chinese electric vehicle company called NIO, then barely 3 years old, unveiled the EP9. 16 units, 1 megawatt of power, 4 electric motors, 1 on each wheel, 0 to 200 kilometers per hour in 7.1 seconds. Most Western journalists wrote it off as a publicity stunt. They were wrong. On May 12, 2017, the NIO EP9 set a new Nürburgring Nordschleife lap record for electric vehicles, 6 minutes and 45.9 seconds. It generated 24,000 newtons of downforce at 240 kilometers per hour. For reference, that downforce figure rivals purpose-built Le Mans prototypes. And it was built by a company that most Western analysts had dismissed entirely. NIO didn't just build a fast car, they built a statement. Chinese engineering had arrived at the most brutal proving ground in the world, the 20.8-kilometer green hell, and posted a time that left European rivals recalculating their assumptions. BYD, the world's largest EV manufacturer by sales volume in 2023, had been quietly developing something far more radical. Under the Yangwang luxury sub-brand, they built the U9. Quad-motor platform, standard output, 1,300 horsepower. The suspension system branded Dices X uses intelligent active body control, allowing the vehicle to literally jump, to balance on 3 wheels, to dance. These are not CGI demonstrations. They happened live, on camera, in front of engineers and journalists. Priced at 1.68 million RMB, approximately $230,000 USD, the U9 entered a market segment dominated by Ferrari, McLaren, and Lamborghini. And it was just getting started. But that's not the whole story. Because while BYD was building hypercars, a smartphone company decided to build a Nürburgring record holder. Xiaomi, yes, the phone brand, launched the SU7 Ultra in 2024. This is not a crossover with some sporty trim options. This is a road-legal, tri-motor electric sedan producing 1,548 PS. 3 motors, 2 V8s and 1 V6s deliver a 0 to 100 km/h time of 1.98 seconds. That figure excludes 1-foot rollout. That is faster than the Bugatti Chiron Supersport off the line. On the Nürburgring Nordschleife, it posted a lap time of 6 minutes, 46.874 seconds, a record for 4-door mass-produced vehicles anywhere on Earth. Its brakes? 430mm carbon ceramic discs engineered for 10 consecutive stops from 180 km/h to 0 without fade. The downforce at speed? 628 pounds in a production sedan. And the price? Approximately $70,000 to $75,000 USD. Ferrari's entry-level Roma starts at $222,000. What they discovered next caught even the engineers off guard. The reaction from the West was swift and revealing. In October 2023, the European Commission launched an anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese electric vehicles. By June 2024, the EU announced provisional countervailing tariffs on Chinese EV imports, reaching up to 48.1% for BYD, 17% additional on top of the existing 10% baseline. The United States went further. In May 2024, the Biden administration raised EV tariffs on Chinese vehicles to 100%. 100%. Think about what that number represents. It is not trade policy, it is a firewall. A desperate attempt to buy time for an industry that is behind by a decade and knows it. Volkswagen Group announced 10 billion euros in cost-cutting measures in 2024, closing German factories for the first time in company history. Porsche AG saw its stock drop more than 30% during 2024. Stellantis, the conglomerate behind Jeep, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo, reported a 14% revenue decline in the first half of 2024. Meanwhile, BYD outsold Tesla globally in Q4 of 2023. And this is where the European establishment made their fatal mistake. Instead of accelerating innovation, they reached for legislation. Instead of competing on engineering, they competed on paperwork. Homologation barriers, crash test red tape, right-hand drive regulatory walls. They made it structurally difficult, sometimes nearly impossible, for Chinese performance vehicles to be sold in Western showrooms. But here's the uncomfortable truth buried in that strategy. Tariffs don't delete lap records. Import barriers don't erase engineering data. The Xiaomi SU7 Ultra's Nürburgring time exists whether it's sold in Germany or not. The Yangwang Yu Ningxtream's 496 km/h record is documented, verified, permanent. And then there's the machine that got overlooked entirely during the Xiaomi headlines. The Zeekr 001 FR, launched in October 2023 at a starting price of 769,000 yuan. It set a production car lap record at Shanghai International Circuit. Its brake specification: Brembo carbon ceramic discs paired with AP racing calipers featuring 10 pistons in the front alone. More pistons than most European hypercars, costing 3 times the price. The Western automotive media barely noticed, because it wasn't sold in their market, because it didn't have a press junket in Monaco, because it was Chinese. Most people have no idea this is already happening. But here's what most people are completely missing. On September 14th, 2025, BYD's Yangwang Yu9 Extreme, the full performance variant, arrived at ATP Automotive Testing Papenburg in Germany. Official, verified, sanctioned test conditions. The result? 496.22 km/h, 308.3 miles per hour. The fastest production car in recorded automotive history. The powertrain? Over 3,000 PS from 4 electric motors, each operating at up to 30,000 revolutions per minute, running on a 200-volt architecture, 1,200 horsepower per ton of vehicle weight, fitted with specialized high-viscosity lubricated tires developed specifically to withstand the aerodynamic and centrifugal forces encountered at that speed. On August 22, 2025, just 3 weeks before the top speed record, the same vehicle posted a Nürburgring lap time of 6 minutes 59 seconds, a record for electric super sports cars at the Nordschleife. 1 car, 1 month, 2 world records on European soil. And the deeper insight is this. Every single car in this story runs on electricity. Not hybrid, not assisted, fully electric. China didn't attempt to replicate the European combustion supercar, they bypassed it entirely. They identified the technological horizon that internal combustion cannot cross and built their entire performance philosophy on the other side of it. By 2030, analysts at Bloomberg NEF project that electric vehicles will represent over 40% of global car sales. In China, that transition is already past the tipping point. BYD alone sold over 3 million vehicles in 2023. The performance halo cars, the U9, the SU7 Ultra, the Zeekr 001 FR are not BYD's primary business. They are a proof of concept, a signal, a demonstration that the technological infrastructure China has built for mass-market EVs is capable of producing machines that define the absolute frontier of automotive performance. That is not coincidence. That is strategy. And the pipeline is not slowing down, it is accelerating. The Zeekr 001 FR is reportedly in development for an upgrade that would push it past 2,000 horsepower, making it the first Chinese car to cross that threshold. The Zeekr 9X promises 1,381 horsepower in an SUV body, paired with the largest hybrid battery ever fitted to a production vehicle. At CES 2026, a startup called Starry Sky Automotive unveiled a 4-door supercar prototype claiming 1,000 horsepower and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 1.8 seconds with a target market launch of 2027. These are not concept cars designed for auto show floors. These are engineering commitments. Backed by manufacturers with proven production capability, sovereign industrial support, and vertically integrated battery supply chains that no Western competitor can match in cost or scale. Xiaomi and Huawei-backed Ado are not pursuing budget market share anymore. They are targeting the upper tier of performance luxury building products with Nürburgring credentials and AI-integrated systems that Porsche and Mercedes have no direct answer to. The people who understand what is happening in Chinese automotive engineering right now, not 5 years from now, right now, will not be surprised by what the next decade looks like. They will have seen it coming. So here's the question this video leaves you with. Do you believe Ferrari, Porsche, and Lamborghini can engineer their way back to the top? Or has China already made that outcome structurally impossible? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. In September 2025, on a German test track, a car built in Shenzhen became the fastest production vehicle in the history of the automobile. Nobody in Maranello saw it coming. Nobody in Stuttgart was prepared. And the Western automotive press, for the most part, looked away. China didn't ask for permission to redefine performance. It simply did. If this video exposed something the mainstream conversation has been deliberately avoiding, subscribe to Unfiltered Discovery. Because what we cover next goes even deeper into the technology reshaping the world while the West looks the other way. Don't fall behind.